from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Well, if you don't have an integrity of the election process, you don't have anything.
The FBI has discovered attempted hacks within voting systems in at least 18 states. With the general election just over a month away, what's being done to make sure the process isn't hijacked?
Federal investigators believe the attempted hacks are coming from overseas, and they're pointing the finger at the Russians. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric looks into what's being done here to safeguard the election and your vote.
Here in Cass County, we're told by Auditor Mike Montplaisir that many pieces of election equipment can't be hacked, so to speak, because they're not even hooked up to the internet.
The scanners that we use out at the precincts and here in the courthouse and everything are never connected to the internet. They have no capability to be connected to the internet.
Montplaisir goes on that the cards are put into scanners, sealed and locked internally. 2 people transport them to the courthouse where they're fed into 2 computers, one that will never be internet connected for security and one that is.
And that's what we use to read them in and upload to the state's website. It'd be very difficult for anybody to hack into that information. I mean, they'd have to physically come here and get into our vault and do that.
The FBI director is telling states to make sure they're on top of their voter registration systems. The Cass County auditor says he's not worried about any hackers affecting the outcome of the already underway election process. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Early voting in Cass County begins on October 31st with the general election on November 8th.
University of North Dakota police have closed their investigation into a photograph that was posted to social media. Last week, this picture was posted on Instagram and then shared on Facebook. The person who reported the photo didn't want to move forward with criminal charges and wanted the investigation to be completed by the school. The Office of Student Rights and Responsibilities investigation into that and a second photo that surfaced on social media is ongoing.
In response to both photos, more than 100 people gathered on the UND campus this afternoon for a zero-tolerance rally. Black student leaders called for the rally and say these 2 incidents are just the tip of racism that has happened on campus and want it to end. Multiple students got up and spoke about their encounters of racism on campus, including the girl targeted in the first Snapchat picture incident. The group says they hope to see the administration take more action when it comes to diversity and racism.
This gathering is for everybody, so if I do not identify as black, that doesn't mean I shouldn't be here if I care about this issue. Because right now we want to be able to thrive and get an education, and that means being able to feel safe.
UND President Mark Kennedy was at the rally and also met with the leaders afterward. We asked if the university would adopt a zero-tolerance policy in regard to the racial issues, and he said the campus takes these incidents seriously and that he will look at the policy.
A great start to our weekend and a decent way to say goodbye to the month of September. Let's check in with Robert to find out what the weather will be like tonight. Robert?
Tonight, pretty much similar to what we're seeing right now. Some breezy conditions out there, a mix of clouds and sunshine, and then some partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with the possibility of northern lights once again. Temperature-wise, some low 60s to mid to upper 60s across most of the region. Still 70 in Gwinner and Sisterton, 69 degrees here in Fargo. Also 69 degrees in Grand Forks. There are your winds still gusting over 20 miles per hour at times. They'll subside a touch overnight tonight, pick back up again as we head through your Saturday. There are the clouds, some partly cloudy skies out there, and underneath those clouds, some decreasing rain across the west may hold together just long enough to give the Devil's Lake Basin a few sprinkles or light showers. Here in Fargo, though, we'll stay dry. Temperatures falling from the upper 60s right now to the mid 60s by 7, low 60s by 8, some upper 50s by 9, and again, just like the last several nights, northern lights will once again be possible across the region. Tomorrow, some good tailgating weather in the morning, some great weekend weather on tap for Saturday and Sunday, but not so nice as we head through next week. Your forecast details on that in just a few minutes.
You've been following the lights. I've seen your pictures.
Yeah, I didn't go out last night, but I think I will tonight.
All right. Thanks, Robert. Remember, you can stay up to date on the latest weather conditions where you are anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just download the Storm Team weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Search VNL Weather in the App Store. We now know the name of the man that was killed in a crash south of Castleton. Investigators say 61-year-old Erland Watland from Leonard, North Dakota, was driving south on Highway 18 when he drifted into the ditch and then hit an approach. It happened just after 7 last night on Highway 18. Watland was pronounced dead at a Fargo hospital.
The North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating a motorcycle crash that sent one man to a Jamestown hospital. 24-year-old Darnell Landon was stopped at an intersection on Highway 52, about 5 miles north of Jamestown, when he pulled out in front of an oncoming motorcycle. 63-year-old Steve Westby of Cheyenne, North Dakota, was riding the motorcycle north and did manage to brake before hitting the pickup. Westby was wearing a helmet and was taken by ambulance to the Jamestown Regional Medical Center to be treated for his injuries. Landon was cited for failing to yield in the crash.
A Valley City man is in trouble after police say he repeatedly threatened a city commissioner. Robert Drake is being held on a terrorizing charge. Police say he went to issue a complaint about Valley City Commissioner Rick Ross. Well, Valley City's administrator suggested that Drake and Ross talk and try to clear up their problems. The two talked on the phone, and police say that's when Drake made repeated threats to physically hurt Commissioner Ross. Police say they also interviewed several witnesses before issuing a warrant for Drake's arrest. Drake is the same man who issued complaints against 6 Valley City officials back in January. In 2013, he proposed starting an armed citizen patrol. And last year, he started a petition to combine the Valley City Police Department with the Barnes County Sheriff's Office.
The Bemidji Police Department would like you to be on the lookout for a stolen semi. It's a tan 1999 Peterbilt semi with Minnesota license plate PAM 2067. If you've seen this vehicle or know where it's parked, please contact law enforcement at 218-333-9111.
Police are asking you to be on the lookout for this week's Valley's Most Wanted. He's 25-year-old Joseph Pay, wanted for felony theft of property. There's a picture of him on your screen right now. Call Fargo Police or your local law enforcement agency if you have any information on his whereabouts.
Meanwhile, 2 people wanted on felony charges and recently featured on the Valley's Most Wanted are back behind bars. Reyna Perez is in custody in the Cass County Jail. Maxwell Bauer is in custody in Traverse County, Minnesota. And with these 2 recent arrests, the Valley's Most Wanted program has helped track down 537 criminals.
House Republicans are concerned over a potential health care cost crisis. Universal health care MNsure rates will rise up to 67% in 2017 as the Minnesota Department of Commerce approved enrollment caps limiting Minnesotans' access to federal financial assistance. Some key factors that insurance companies cite for their rate increases in Minnesota's individual market include a higher percentage of less healthy, more costly enrollees than expected in the market, and insurers incurring significantly higher claims than expected for medical care and prescription costs, especially high-cost specialty drugs.
Despite the reported closing of Coldwell Banker Real Estate, an area home loaning bank says the market in the Valley is still booming. Black Ridge Bank opened the doors of its new location at 825 26th Avenue East in West Fargo. With the constantly shifting real estate market in the FM area, the trust between agents and clients is top priority. And CEO Mark Anderson says despite what troubles a real estate company has, the Red River Valley is still a great place to look for a home.
Oh, I don't know that any home buyers should be worried about what's going on with a real estate firm. I think there are some issues that are endemic to that situation that really aren't indicative of the market overall. I think as we look at the parade of homes that's going on, there's a number of amazingly high-quality houses.
Black Ridge Bank has 11 branches throughout Minnesota and North Dakota.
The 13th Avenue South reconstruction project near West Acres is about 80% done. Tomorrow, crews plan to reopen the intersections at 43rd and 44th Streets. The south portion of 43rd and a half Street will be closed, so final work can be completed at the intersection. Most of the sidewalks in the area should be reopening within the next week.
Starting Monday, 19th Avenue North will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction between Dakota Drive and 18th Street North. That stretch of 19th Avenue North needs concrete spot repairs. Crews estimate the closure will be in place for 12 days. Also, starting Monday, 2nd Avenue North will be closed between Robert Street and Broadway for about a week. That closure is for new water and sewer services.
Meanwhile, more orange cones will be popping up in Moorhead. On Monday, 40th Avenue South in Moorhead will be closed to traffic between River Oaks Circle and 8th Street for excavation and repair of storm sewer crossings. This phase of construction is anticipated to take 2 to 3 days, depending on the weather. And 9th Street South near 40th Avenue South will be closed Monday for complete paving. Now, residents, you should plan to use alternate routes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Alumni are fired up to celebrate homecoming at NDSU. Later on Valley News Live, we see what's going on along Broadway during the homecoming parade.
And we've got some partly cloudy skies, some breezy conditions out there this evening with maybe an isolated shower in the Devil's Lake Basin. The weekend, though, is looking pretty good. We'll have the forecast details on that coming up right after this.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.